Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So I did say at some point I would be posing these two together in an imaginary scenario, and my idea initially was to have Luke without his Jedi robes, but I decided I wanted to test myself on the posing side of things and see if I can keep the natural flare of the robes on the figure as they go into Jedi fighting mode. So that's a close-up on him, and we'll come across to the Emperor. And what I intend to do actually is keep the actual pose itself, but I might tweak the head or take a hand off one of the lightsaber hilts. But it's all untested waters, so I'm going to give it a go and see how it looks on camera. So let's start this off. So I've slightly twisted the body of the Emperor, but the pose is still there that you saw at the beginning. And I've moved Luke into a contact pose with the lightsaber, and it doesn't look too bad to begin with. And the thing about this, as I like to do, is try and keep that mysterious hooded look on both the figures. So far so good. Let's go for another one. Alright then, I'll get a close-up on Luke. Focus is still there, so you can see that contact pose. And I quite like the way the Emperor's head looks in his hooded robes. So pull back and show that. Alright then, let's try another one. So we've taken the hand off the hilt of the lightsaber with the Emperor. Luke has lowered his lightsaber slightly. And I just get the angle shot. Not too bad. The constant battle here is, of course, when you change the shape of the figure, is trying to keep the robes in a natural state. But it seems to be working. And let's try another one. But what I'll do is I'll keep this pose and just put them in a different position on the platform. So I thought this one might be interesting. I just come first to the Emperor, who's gesturing towards Luke and goading him into becoming more angry so that he can turn to the dark side of the Force. Pulling back, just looking at that dynamic. And I'll swing it around, if I can, to the Emperor's point of view so we can have a look at Luke. And there's Luke looking at the Emperor. But I might keep the poses, but just change the angle slightly so I can get the camera into a better position. Okay, so let's try this one. I'll go around the back of the Emperor, and that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So when I got this Emperor, I couldn't get him in my hometown, and I was chasing him for the longest time. So I went to a Comic-Con in London, probably about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, can't remember, and picked him up for £15, and there was a Darth Vader there that I wanted, so I picked him up as well. But what I might do, because I've seen that the Revenge of the Sith Emperor has dropped down to about 14 quid, I'll probably pick him up, but I'm after a Yoda so I can have that Emperor fighting Yoda. So let's change out the dynamic with another contact pose. So I've got the, excuse me, the lightsaber obscuring Luke's face, but I'll just show you that. And he's tried to attack him, but the Emperor, without even looking at him, has parried that lightsaber attack. And again, it's a constant battle to get the robes to look natural on the figure as you're trying to create the dynamic. But this is a 50-50 one for me. So let's try another one. Wanted to start with this angle shot first. I quite like the way it looks from that position. It's like a contact pose, but not quite there. But I've opened out the hood of Luke so we can see him. And that's not too bad. Let's bring it back to there. Okay, got a couple left and that will be it. So this is not a contact pose, but I did like the shape of the dynamic in both the figures, and I will do 2 more after this and then I'll probably leave it there. But it was fiddly diddly because of the hood scenario, but it does seem to work with the Emperor there. I'll come around to see Luke, and that's okay there. So I'll pull it back enough, you'll get the sort of dynamic. Let's come on the other side. All very close quarters this, so it's not as easy to shoot on camera, but that's pretty much what I was looking to do. So I'll pause it. I think I've got 2 more left and we'll leave it there. Yeah, this is back to an old one, very close to the one you saw earlier, but I just tweaked it slightly because I liked it. But it is a contact pose. And I do like the way that looks. And I'll try 1 more, or probably 2 more, knowing me, and leave it there. So I wanted to see what Luke would look like with Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So I've had a go at doing it this way. Not too bad. Don't like his cloak though, I haven't worked on that enough. But it doesn't look too bad overall. So I'm going to leave it with 1 pose, maybe a poster pose, just to see Luke with the lightsaber and the Emperor with his lightsaber, which I've got off one of my Darth Maul figures, and call it a day. Under 10 minutes, not bad. So I think that is going to be it, guys. I've just shown you a bit of flexibility and articulation with these figures. I've tried to work against the cloaks so they didn't just do anything on the figure, and I think it turned out okay. It would have been easier just to take the Jedi robes off Luke and have him in that scenario, but I wanted to see what it looked like with both the Emperor and him in their robes. And I do like the Emperor because he never came with a lightsaber, he came with a walking stick or cane, and the hand on the left was what he gripped the cane with, and as you can see, that hand there on the right is just a gesture hand, but I managed to get that hand to grip the hilt of the lightsaber, as you may have noticed. So overall, just showing you guys, particularly you Star Wars guys and girls, that you can have a bit of fun with these figures. And on that note, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.